Hey everybody, it is Mike from Baltimore Rides here. I know the camera angle's slightly different than what you guys are used to seeing, but I got a different phone mount and I'm experimenting with placement on it. So I think this is going to be a good spot, although it might be a little bit too high up for me to do the fingerprint unlock. So we're going to just have to wait and see. It's a little bit different design than the other one that was kind of adjustable. It's a magnetic wireless charger, which I like because I'm constantly taking the phone on and off. So the magnetic feature is really, really nice. The wireless charging feature is kind of annoying because I guess there's a sweet spot. And for whatever reason, the magnetic sticky that I put on the back of my case is not on the sweet spot. So you got to kind of adjust it. And I haven't gotten used to that yet. Might end up having to order just another sticker and go get another cheap Five Below case and make it work that way. But, you know, that's experimentation. Did not drive last night. Today is Sunday morning, August 13th. Kind of a bumpy start to my morning. I'm not really a morning person, guys. I've been driving nights for 3.5 months now. So my body clock is a little bit weird. But, you know, I ended up, it was my daughter's birthday yesterday. I ended up taking the day off. And after I had a personal ride that I had to give somebody, you know, one of my referral customers. So, you know, that took up my morning. I was in Towson at 10 a.m. and then I was back from DC by 2. And just, you know, I said to myself, okay, well, it's my daughter's birthday. I'm not going to go, you know, I'm just not going to do it. So with that being said, I said, you know what? I'll get a good night's sleep on a normal human body clock schedule, not a vampire schedule. And let's experiment with day shift on Sunday and see how it goes. Sunday's huge at the airport, and day shift obviously gives me more hours of airport business. So let's experiment. Looking at flight stats, there were a lot of delays and cancellations yesterday anyway due to the crazy weather. So might not be a bad thing. So we're going to just kind of wait and see what happens and use the next couple days to experiment and see if we can make more money, better money, you know, consistent money, whatever the adjective you want to use is, and kind of experiment. You know, from a body clock standpoint, days would definitely be better. Although I know myself, I would not be working a 9 to 5. I'd either be working super, super early and then quitting around 5 or 6, or, you know, working some sort of middle of the day shift and quitting around like 7 or 8. So I don't know yet, guys. I don't have any answers on that. I've been consistently working this, you know, 4 p.m. to 2 a.m. shift because I thought the night scene and the bar scene was the way to go. But now that I'm not really using that as my primary source of income, the bar scene is secondary. We'll see. So it's just an experiment for the next few days, guys. And it might bite me in the ass, but it's worth trying. I know my Monday through Thursdays suck. So, you know, anything I can do to supplement my income or increase my income on those days of the week is definitely an advantage, because I know it's a struggle to get to 150 on those days. The hours I have been working, excuse me. So that's kind of my thought process this morning at 6:50 a.m. is to test the waters and see what it's like, you know, in the daylight hours. I've heard some horror stories. My throat is dry. I'm sorry, guys. Let me just take a sip of coffee. Hang on one second. Okay. You know, I've heard some horror stories, but, you know, and I don't think the city business is the way to go during the day, because I feel like that sun visor's not in a good placement now with my camera mount. I'm gonna have to experiment a little bit here, guys, because I feel like the daytime is going to be a different set of, you know, adversaries or challenges to face. You know, location, placement, what exact daytime shift I work. You know, there's just a lot of variables there that I don't know. But it's a good experiment. I had a really piss poor week, so, you know, this is a good opportunity to say, okay, let's see if I can change it up a little bit and maybe have a really strong week to offset that. losing a Saturday. My Friday was decent, not great. And then my Monday through Thursday was just abysmal. So, sometimes you just got to get back on the horse and say, okay, we had a bad week. We can recover from it. I know I can. But I want to see what I can do here. I don't want to leave anything on the table. If I'm missing a good time of day, I want to make sure that I know about it. So here we go. It is 5 minutes in. I'm going to pause the video, and you guys will see my my wrap-up video in a little bit. Bye. Hey guys, it is Mike from Baltimore Rides here. It's not the wrap-up video addition to today, Sunday the 13th, but it's kind of like a part 2. It's about 9 p.m. and I am going back out on the road. So I'll give you kind of an update as to how my day's gone so far. I've got about $140, $150 in. That's working from 8, 9 o'clock this morning, whatever time I left the house, to 5 p.m. or 4:30 p.m. when I dropped off my last customer in Columbia and then started heading from Columbia back home to Westminster. And what I decided, in my travels today is that I'm going to finish up the night by working a couple hours in the Moonrise Festival right at the end of the festival, because apparently a lot of people had success last night with 4 times surge or even greater, just ridiculously high levels of surge at the end of the show. So tonight is the last night. It ends around 11 o'clock. I plan on being up there around 10 o'clock, and then just kind of either, waiting for a surge bubble before I put my app on. So that's kind of the agenda, and that's why I'm leaving at 9. It's going to take me about 30, 45 minutes to get there and get in position. I really want to get somewhere where I'll be able to get a ride and get out fairly quickly. And, that's going to require me to be a little bit creative as to where I park my vehicle. And I need to kind of scout it out first. So, that's the plan. If some of these people that showed me stuff from last night, obviously I didn't work, made $100, $200, and ranges in between, off of one ride or multiple rides because of the ridiculously high surge. So, my thought is if I can get 1 or 2 rides tonight, that would be amazing. So that's that. That's kind of my plan for this evening. And then I also have another scheduled set of rides for this week, Monday through Friday. Somebody that contacted me through Facebook and actually needs a steady ride to work for the week, and probably for a couple weeks to come, because she injured her foot and cannot drive, and does not have any reliable transportation other than herself. So, I made arrangements with her. Not sure if I'm going to do an under the table or through the Uber app. We talked about the estimated pricing, and she thinks it might be a little bit too steep. So I might work with her on that if possible, because it's steady, 5 mornings. That's basically free money. So that's where we stand, guys. I'm going to probably do a quick wrap-up video at the end of the night based on what I finish after this Moonrise Festival. And then I will see you guys tomorrow. Later. Hey guys, it is Mike from Baltimore Rides here. Just kind of the final video for my Sunday the 13th. Very, very interesting kind of last segment. I did go to the Moonrise Festival. I got there around 10 o'clock and got a quick Lyft customer that was very inexpensive. And then right after that, the surge wave hit and I turned off Lyft. I got back in time. I got a 2.0 surge, which was, I think, about, it was early. It was like 10:30. I probably should have waited for a higher surge bubble, but I was feeling greedy and I thought I could be back quickly. Well, that didn't work out as planned. So I got a 2.0 surge all the way down to Laurel, which ended up being $80. And then after that, I raced back I got a 1.8 surge or 1.6 surge to the city, to the hotel, the Lord Baltimore Hotel. Raced back again, and it had fizzled at that point. So I made it a quick, whatever it is, $100, $115 in 3 hours, from 10 to, I guess, like 12:45 when I dropped off that last customer. So, 3 customers. The first one was very, very minor fare because there wasn't any surge. The second one was great. The third one was, pretty good, but it was just a short ride. But honestly, 3 hours, $100+ I'll take it, guys. That's like $40, $37 an hour. And I'm all about that. So, this is a great lesson learned for me. Sorry, guys, I'm tired and itchy. The lesson learned is that, when I work an event like that, it's better to wait than to just turn your app on and start taking rides. Because as much as I might have lost out on that long Laurel ride, I'm sure the surge bubble got higher than 2.0. And if I'd probably sat there for maybe 20 more minutes until the volume really boosted, I might have gotten one at 5.0. I don't know. Now, who's to say it wasn't a short ride? I mean, there's all these what ifs that you can do. I mean, I get that. I'm not gonna, look back and second guess everything. But for the future, if there's a concert or some sort of a venue, and I can get there, park, and then just lurk and offline and just wait and wait and wait until that surge cloud is as red as it possibly is going to get. And then right when I feel like it's starting to diminish a little bit, then I turn my app on. Or right when I see it's, 4, 4.5, 5 surge, just pop your app on real quick, because that means demand is high. And you don't necessarily get the middle. I mean, obviously it's a radiating cloud. So it might be 5 in the middle, and then 4.5, and then 4, and then 3.5, and then 3, and then 2, blah, blah, blah. So it kind of radiates out. So you might pick somebody up that's not in the dead center ping, but so be it. Obviously the bigger the multiplier, the more money. And a customer said that Lyft had, their equivalent of surge pricing. They call it Prime. But when I was there, I never really saw the pink appear where the Lyft pickup zone was. And that might be deliberate. All the pink was on the other side of Pimlico, where you couldn't get to because the road closures and whatever, all the nonsense that was going on over there. So, interesting to see. Belvedere and Liberty Park, or Park Heights, whatever that road becomes, was kind of like the pickup spot. It worked out great because I pulled up my car, I just parked on the corner. Both times I had the rider come to me. I said, look, I'm right at the intersection. This is my description of my vehicle. It's going to be a hell of a lot easier for you to get to me than for me to get to you and then have to turn all the way around. So come here, blah, blah, blah. Call me if you can't find my car. And it worked out perfect both times. It really, really did. Floor mats are definitely muddy. Obviously that was kind of the to be expected, given the fact that it was a muddy festival. But look, I'll pay $1 plus to, probably a couple dollars to hose off my floor mats at the car wash, and then vacuum them. I mean, that's no big deal for me to spend 30, 40 minutes straightening up the floor of my car than passing up $100+ for an easy 3 hours work, 2.5 rides. So, lessons learned here, guys. The surge bubble is a waiting game. It's a Russian roulette. How long can you wait before you pull the trigger and turn your app on? Or before you miss out and you turn your app on too late and there's really no rides. The bubble just hasn't fizzled. So definitely worth experimenting the next time there's a venue. And I've been timid about this stuff lately. I didn't go down to Nationals, to the Coldplay concert. And maybe that's something that I need to experiment with more, because I have missed out on these kind of hotspot venues The Orioles games, the same thing. I can turn my app off, go and sit and wait for the surge instead of just going up there and working the game and getting random crap. So it's kind of, I need to be a little bit more tactical in that regard when it comes to those kind of specific events. So lesson learned, money made, good night, nobody barfed, although I had this really nasty verp that came out of this girl. Oh my God, it was so gross sounding. But she made it all the way to her destination without puking, so I gave her a high five. I'm going to go to bed and get some sleep, and I will see you guys tomorrow.